Bonjour à tous, welcome to my channel French with Deepika. This is part 4 of lesson 2. So let's get started. So this is part 4 of lesson 2. Il est français, is he French? So in this part we are going to understand what are adjectives, les adjectifs, their placement, whether it will be before the noun or after the noun. Okay. So what is an adjective? We all know, we have done it in English also. Adjectives tells us or describe the noun and your pronouns. Okay. What kind, which one, how many. They tell us more about nouns and pronouns. So in French, they accord with gender. Means if your noun is masculine or feminine, your adjective will be masculine and feminine. Okay, nouns or pronouns. This one also. And with number also, whether it is singular or plural. So your adjective will change accordingly. Okay. Okay, now comes the important part, that is the position of adjectives. Position des adjectifs. So mostly the adjectives comes after the noun. They are come after the noun in case of colors, forms and shapes, nationality. For example, le livre brun. So what is livre here? It is a noun. It is in masculine form and it is singular. Okay. So your adjective will be according to the noun, which is masculine and singular. Okay. Le livre brun, which means the brown book. Okay. The brown book. Got it? Next is adjectives, which indicates forms and shapes. Une porte étroite. Étroite is narrow. Okay. Une porte étroite. So porte is noun here. Okay. It is feminine and singular. So your étroite, your adjective is also feminine and singular. Okay. Une porte étroite means a narrow door. Got it? Third is adjectives which indicate nationality. Un étudiant français. So when it comes to nationality, it will come after the noun. Un étudiant is your noun. It is masculine and singular. So in same ways, your adjective will be masculine and singular. Got it? So un étudiant français is a French student. Okay, now there are some short descriptive adjectives that are placed before the noun. So some adjectives which are short, they come before the noun. For example, petit, grand, faux, vrai, bon, mauvais, beau, joli, jeune, vieux, gentil, gros, nouveau. Okay, these are some of the examples. For example, un grand homme. So noun. Homme is noun which is masculine. So your adjective which is placed before the noun. Okay, after the article and before the noun. In between article and the noun comes the adjective gros, which means fat. So this is also masculine and singular. Okay, this one is also singular. So un gros homme, a fat man. Okay, une jolie fille means a beautiful girl. Got it? Now there are some common adjectives which comes before the noun. Okay, chaque, which means each. Chaque jour, each day. Dernier, last. Autre is another. Okay, quelque, some. Tout, all. Premier is first. Plusieurs is several, many. Okay. For example, un autre garçon vient. Another, autre is another Garso is boy. Another boy. Via is your verb which is conjugated in third person singular, which means come. So here another boy comes. Another boy comes. Okay. Quelques élèves viennent. Quelques means some students, élèves, students come, or some students are coming. Okay. So quelques here is adjective. Your elf is noun. This is adjective. And vienne is the verb here, venir. Okay. So now this is all very confusing. Which adjective to place before the noun or after the noun. Okay. So there is a trick. Okay, which is called Bag's rule. Okay, Bag's rule. So B stands for beauty, A for age, G stands for goodness, S for size. So these are the categories which are generally placed before the noun. Bag's rule. Now, what is beauty? Beauty when you have beau, belle, which means beautiful, jolie, jolie, pretty. Example, une jolie fleur, a pretty flower. So if you see your fleur is the noun and your jolie is the adjective. Okay. So when you remember the Bag's rule, jolie is related to beauty. So it will come before the noun. Une jolie fleur, a pretty flower. Okay. Next is age. When the category is related to age, when your adjectives are related to age, like jeune, which means young, vieux, masculine, or viel, feminine, means old, nouveau or nouvelle, which means new. Example, a vieux livre, an old book. So livre here is your noun and vieux is adjective. So you know by Bag's rule, okay, A stands for age. So whenever it is related to jeune, vieux, viel, nouveau or nouvelle, it will be placed before the noun. Your adjective will be placed before the noun. Okay. Now goodness. G stands for goodness. What is goodness? When something is bon or bonne. Bonne is for feminine. Bon is for masculine. Okay. When something is mauvais or mauvais, bad. Something is good, something is bad. So it will be placed before the noun. Your adjective will be placed before the noun. For example, a bon élève. A bon élève means a good student. Élève is student, bon is good. Okay. So this is the adjective which is placed before the noun if you go by this rule. Got it? Next is size. When something is related to size, your adjective, when it is related to size, like grand, grand, this is feminine, this is masculine, which means big or tall. Something which is small, like petit or petite. Okay, this is feminine, this is masculine. It will be placed before the noun. So, une petite maison. So, maison is feminine. So, your adjective will be feminine. Okay, and it will be placed before the noun. Une petite maison, a small house. Okay, so again, if you go by Bag's rule, okay, BAGS, which is beauty, age, goodness, and size, you will remember that it will be placed before the noun. It will be placed before the noun. Okay. So now what is the trick? If the adjective describes beauty, age, goodness or size, it usually goes before the noun. Most other adjectives go after the noun. Like une robe bleue. Remember? Colors. When it comes to colors, shapes and forms and nationality, it will be placed after the noun. So une robe bleue, which means a blue dress. So your robe here is noun and your adjective is placed after the noun because it is a color. Okay. Des meubles anciennes. Ancien is old or antique. Meuble is your furniture. So your meuble is here noun and your ancien is adjective. Okay. So it is placed after the noun. Okay, now here is the rule that you have to remember, which is if you have they, plural, in plural form, it will become the when there is an adjective which is placed before the noun. Okay, when you have adjective placed before the noun in plural form, it will be changed into the. So in this case, you have to remember the bags rule. Okay, because all the adjectives related to these categories, they will be placed before the noun: beauty, age, goodness and size. Okay, and when it is plural, your they will become the. Okay, for example, they livre brun. Here your noun is here and your brun, which is the color, it is after the noun. So there will be no change. Your they will remain as it is. Okay, they livre brun, the brown books. But when you see this sentence, the crow lived, your livre here is noun and your adjective is placed before the noun. And it is plural because it is livre. Okay. So this is masculine, plural. So your adjective is also masculine and plural. Plural, sorry. Okay. So your they, it will be not they, it will become the. Why? Because your adjective is placed before the noun. Your adjective is placed before the noun. So your they has changed into the big books. Okay. Another one. Des filles intéressantes. Des filles intéressantes. Okay. So your fee here, noun, feminine, plural. So your adjective which is placed after the noun. So we are not going to change they. It will be as it is because it is placed after the noun, feminine and plural. So your they will remain as it is. Now if you see another one, the jolie fille. So your fille here, noun, but your adjective is placed before the noun. So everything will be plural. Your noun will be in plural form. Your adjective will be in plural form. Just this article, it will be changed into the. It will not be they. Okay, this is wrong. When, again, I am telling you, when your adjective is placed before the noun in plural form. Third, if you see this example, it is written c'est une belle fille. Okay, it is a beautiful girl. So your fille here is noun. On your belle here is adjective, which is placed before the noun. But this article, une, it is in singular form. Okay. So we are not going to change here anything because it is not they. Okay, because it is singular here, not plural. But if you change this complete sentence into plural form, like ce sont des belles filles. So according to the rule, your they will change into the. Okay, this is plural, this is adjective. Fille, plural, this is noun. So your they will change into the. But if it is in singular form, une, the sentence will remain as it is, no change at all. Though your fille belle is placed before the noun, it doesn't matter. But when it is in plural form, ce sont des belles filles, so we cannot write they, we have to change it into the. Okay? Got it? Understood? Now let's do the exercise to understand the placement of adjectives. Question is, complétez les phrases en plaçant les adjectifs avant ou après les noms en caractère gras. Accordez les adjectifs. Okay. So you have to complete the phrases by placing the adjectives avant, which means before, or après, which means after, les noms, the nouns, in character grass in bold letters. Now, accordez les adjectifs. It means you have to change your adjectives according to the given noun. If your noun is in masculine form or feminine or singular or plural, so you have to change accordingly. Okay. Now, if you see the example, cette femme est ma grand-mère. So the word which is given in brackets are your adjectives. Okay. And the one which is in bold letters, it's your noun. Okay. So now you have to place the adjective and you have to accord the adjective according to the noun. Masculine, feminine, singular or plural. So now here it is, cette femme est ma grand-mère, and the adjective is vieux, which means old. So now remember the bags rule. Okay, which adjective to place before the noun or after the noun. So according to the bags rule, these categories will be placed before the noun. Okay. So here where is old, which is related to age. So it is placed before the noun. Noun here is femme, but your where is in masculine form. So you have to change it into feminine, which is VL. So cette VL femme est ma grand-mère. Okay, this old lady is my grandmother. Let's do the exercise. First one is j'achète une maison and the given adjective is grand. Okay, so if you see your noun, which is maison, it is feminine. Okay, so your adjective will be feminine only. Okay, now grand is what? It's the size, which is big. Okay, so obviously it will be placed before the noun. So here, okay, so your grand will become grands feminine. So j'achète une grande maison. I am buying a big house. Okay, j'achète une grande maison. Second is l'appartement est dans un endroit. The given adjective is beau, which is a beautiful. Again, it is related to beauty. So it will be placed before the noun. So your bold one is noun and your adjective will be placed here. But endroit is feminine. Okay. But endroit is feminine. And this given adjective is masculine. So what is the feminine of beau? It is belle. Okay, but if you see your endroit is starting with a vowel. It is starting with a vowel, that is E. So your bell will become BEL before a vowel. It will be belle. So l'appartement est dans un bel endroit. The apartment is in the beautiful place. Endroit is place. Okay, got it? Your bell will come here. L'appartement est dans un bel endroit. Okay? Next. Third is elle choisit une robe. And this bleu is the color. So now you know if it is the color, it will come after the noun. Elle choisit une robe. It is feminine. Une robe. So your bleu will be placed here and it will be bleu with extra E. Feminine form. She is choosing a blue dress. Okay. Elle choisit une robe bleue. Okay. Now fourth is le salon a des meubles. In brackets, it is ancien, which is old. Okay. It means old. So it will come after the noun. Okay. So the answer is le salon a des meubles. It is plural. Now noun here it is in plural form, masculine. So your answer will be ancien with S. Okay. Le salon a des meubles anciennes. Okay. Fifth is c'est une plaisanterie mauvaise. Plaisanterie is joke. So mauvais is bad. It is a bad joke. So now where we have to put mauvais? It is the goodness. If you see the bags rule, it is the goodness. So it will come before the noun. So c'est une and it will come here. So plaisanterie is in feminine. So you have to make the mauvais in feminine form by adding E. So mauvaise. C'est une mauvaise plaisanterie. It is a bad joke. Okay, now sixth is ces filles sont mes cousines. Okay, these girls are my cousins. Now in brackets, what is the adjective? Jeune, which means young. Okay, so young, it will come into age. Okay, age category. So that means you have to write it before the noun. So noun here is fille. So it will come here. Now what else we have to see is they are in plural form. Jeune is already in feminine, so you just have to make it into plural by adding s. So it will become jeune. Say jeune filles sont mes cousines. These young girls are my cousins. Okay. Next is la cour est assez grande, and in brackets it is carré. Carré is a shape which is square. Okay, so you remember for shape and forms you have to put the adjective after the noun. So cour is courtyard. It is a courtyard. So la cour carré, it will come here, and your cour is feminine, so you have to put e here, extra e. Okay, so la cour carré est assez grande. The square courtyard is quite big. Okay, now if you see grande is written over here, which is also an adjective, so you can also write the sentence like this: la cour est assez grande et carrée. The courtyard is quite big and square. This is also correct. Another form is la cour carrée et assez grande. This is also correct. Both the forms are correct. Okay. Now eighth is il y a trois chambres. Chambres, rooms, and in brackets it is written petit, which is small. Again the size. Okay. So that means if it is the size, you have to put the adjective before the noun. So here, il y a trois chambres. Now what you have to see, chambre is feminine and it is in plural form. So make petit in feminine form first by adding e, and when you have to make it plural, add s. So petite. Il y a trois petites chambres. Okay. There are three small rooms. Il y a trois petites chambres. Okay. Next, ninth is voilà des fleurs. Voilà des fleurs. And in brackets, what is the adjective? It is jolie, pretty. So now what you have to do? Jolie is again related to beauty. So it will come before the noun, that is here. Okay. So voila, here are some beautiful flowers, or here are the pretty flowers. Now what you have to see is, if you remember it, the rule, if your adjective comes before the noun and it is plural, so your they will change into the. So what is the answer? And you will cut this. So voila, the jolie. Your fleur is feminine, so you will add e, and it is plural, so we will add s. So it will be voila the jolie fleur. Okay, got it? So your they will become the, then jolie fleur. Here are the pretty flowers. Okay. 10th and the last one is il y a des élèves dans ma classe. Il y a des élèves dans ma classe. Bon, again, goodness. It comes before the noun. So élève, it could be masculine, it could be feminine. Okay, you just have to change the article, like you can write un élève also. Okay, for masculine, and for feminine you just have to write, you have to just change the article and your élève will remain élève. Okay, so in this case you can make bon in masculine plural form also and in feminine plural form also. Okay, so what will be the answer? So your they will become the, because bon will come here. So they, the bon, make it plural, or bonne, feminine plural, élève dans ma classe. So il y a the bon élève dans ma classe, or il y a the bon élève dans ma class. There are good students in my classe. Okay, answers. J'achète une grande maison. L'appartement est dans un bel endroit. Elle choisit une robe bleue. Le salon a des meubles anciens. The living room has some ancient furniture. C'est une mauvaise plaisanterie. Ces jeunes filles sont mes cousines. La cour est assez grande et carrée. Il y a 3 petites chambres. Voilà de jolies fleurs. Il y a de bons élèves dans ma classe. Okay? So that's it for today. Stay tuned for the next part. Till then, bonne journée. Au revoir.